Good afternoon, everybody. I want to talk to you about this guitar right here. The Godin, however you want to say it, Godin Multiac ACS-SA Slim. I'll play a little bit for you so you can hear just a little bit of it. Let's see. This guitar is not like any typical nylon classical guitar you've ever played. The neck on it alone will completely blow you away. As you can see, it is very, very, very thin. It's thinner than any Strat neck or any Les Paul or any Gibson product for that matter. It will take some getting used to, that's for sure. The nut width is 7.15, so it's not far off of the norm. The fretboard is what's unusual. If you look at that, it has a real high gloss fretboard. Now that's not ebony. What that is a product called Richlight. It's a paper product, and it is something that a lot of manufacturers have started using. Some of them do it to save cost. But I will have to say that on this particular guitar, I prefer it to anything. This is my favorite guitar. I probably play it the least, but it is my favorite. But again, that neck is so smooth. You won't need any kind of lubricant or anything like that. And it requires no special care. You don't have to oil it. As far as cleaning goes, you just take a cloth and just wipe it off. There's no special treatment for this neck at all. They call this a semi-gloss finish, but it's basically a satin finish is what it is. Godin is out of Canada, in case you were wondering. They've been making guitars for a very long time, and they do it in a very special way. The electronics are specifically to them, and I will have to say it's probably the nicest sounding nylon string guitar I've ever played. I've played classical guitars, and those are difficult because for me, as you can see, I have very small hands. And so if you like to finger pick and and you have smaller hands, you don't have those great Jimi Hendrix fingers and Jeff Beck and all those, you can get one of these guitars and play just as good as anybody with a little practice. The top is actually cedar, and it is beautiful looking cedar top. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it is quite unique and just very clean looking. The fit and finish is unbelievable, the binding and so forth. There is nothing cheap about this, although it is not out of anybody's reach. I mean, it is one of these guitars. I think I looked online and it was normally around $12.50 for something like this. You can get some with rosewood fingerboards and all that stuff that you're going to pay a little more money for. Is it worth it? No, but that's really a matter of personal preference. The radius on this is a real flat radius. It's 16 inches. It has a 25.5-inch scale, but as you can see, it's really unlike most 25.5-inch scales. Usually they're pretty stiff. This is not. The back is kind of what they call a silver leaf maple, and the guitar is chambered. It is considered to be solid body, but it's really very light, and it is chambered to boot. So you'll be real happy with that. Now, one thing that it does have is unique is that you can connect this to a Roland GR series synth. I think they say AL100 guitar synthesizer, and it has a 13-pin connection. If you've never heard this guitar, go on YouTube and listen to Al Demiola. He does a lot of really unbelievable things with this particular one guitar. It's something else. I think I told you about the ultra thin neck. The other thing, oh, I forgot to tell you, it has a mahogany neck, and so it's all tone woods and hardwoods, but really doesn't make any difference because their pickup system is very unique and nice. I use the strings I use are quite a bit different from what comes on it. I don't like to tie strings. I'm not very good at it, and so therefore I can do it, but I get frustrated and I just don't like to mess with it. So I buy ball end strings. There's still some manufacturers that do that. Ernie Ball's one of them. They make a real good string. I will say that there are some strings you can buy for about $6. I would go ahead and pay the extra money, and it's going to cost you somewhere around $12 or $13, and they will last longer. The only thing is if you play it, whether you play it very often or not, if you're using ball end strings, because of the temperature changes and so forth, be ready to go ahead and replace them after about 6 weeks, because they will actually start breaking at the ball ends. You'll just come in one day and it's broken. You didn't even play it. So that's something you have to look at. But it is probably the smoothest playing nylon string guitar I've ever played. If you're coming from like an electric guitar to this, it will probably be a little easier transition. But as you can see, my thumb, and I have very short thumb, my thumb just lays over 4 strings. So it's extremely thin, and it does take a little getting used to. You cannot overplay on this guitar. It will not let you. I mean, you can have dynamics and so forth, but if you try to come in just jumping off and from a real hard set playing electric and go to this, you're going to have to acclimate for a couple of minutes. Speaking of acclimating, if you do decide to get one of these, I would recommend that you get it from Sweetwater. If you have any problems at all, they will help you. You're just a phone call away. You might have to leave a message with them, but they will actually call you back, and they will walk through any kind of problem you may have. Excellent customer service. I think you will like dealing with them. The other thing that I will tell you, it comes with a very, very nice padded gig bag. I even hate to call it a gig bag. It's really to me like a soft case, but it is very well lined, very well manufactured. The thing that I will tell you, if you do order a Godin guitar, because they are so low to the fretboard when you order one, you might want to let it sit and acclimate in the box for at least 24 hours before you even take it out. Because if you start taking it out and you start to play it, you may have some problems. Let it acclimate, and that way you don't immediately start jumping in and trying to adjust the truss rod, which, just for information purposes, is a dual action truss rod. So keep that in mind. The bridge, I believe, is ebony. So if you want to drop a couple of drops of oil on that, maybe a couple of times a year, it won't hurt anything. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much, other than just keeping strings on it, it's maintenance free. The one thing that I will tell you is this is a little different setup than anything that I've ever played. The top slide control is volume, and here's where it gets a little odd. Usually I'm used to having volume, bass, mid, and treble. It's backwards. It's volume, treble, mid, and bass. So if you get in here and start messing with these and go, why is it sounding so thin and you're not getting any bass? That's because it's reversed. These buttons right here, unless you're going to run a synthesizer, I'm talking this here, and then this switch, forget about them if you're not going to use a synthesizer. If you really think you'll enjoy doing that, I would go ahead and buy one if you have the money to do it. They're not out of this world price-wise, but it's just not something that I care to do. I bought it mainly for the nylon string guitar effects and the playability. There is one switch right here, the one from the top below the volume, which is also as a synthesizer control. It won't do anything if you don't have a synthesizer connected to it. Mainly what you're concerned with is top and the bottom three. And it is an amazing sounding guitar. One thing I will tell you, I don't know if it's a fluke, but it doesn't say so on any website, but when I got this guitar, it came with strap lock buttons, and Shaler strap lock will actually work with it. I don't know that they are Shalers, but any kind of Shaler buttons that you have on your straps will work. So don't let that throw you. If you try to just put a regular strap on it, I don't know how well that's going to work. You might check that out. That's the way mine came in. So again, this is the Godin Multiac Nylon ACS-SA Slim. I wouldn't hesitate to buy one of these guitars online if you wanted one. If you do have to have one set up, that's just the nature of the beast. I always make plans in my budget, every guitar that I buy, to have it set up. There's very, very few that come in that is playable for everybody. So allow yourself, whatever it is, $75 to $100 to have your guitar set up. And I think you'll absolutely be amazed at how well they play. It will require a soft touch. So don't think you're going to come in here and jump on this like Stevie Ray Vaughan. It ain't going to work. Again, thank you very much, and if you enjoy my channel, please like and subscribe to my channel, as well as click the bell icon for notifications. Also go to my Facebook music page, which is David Murphy All About Music, and everything that I post here on YouTube I post to there also, as well as some of my own music, songs that I write, copy material, and so forth. So be aware of that, and have a wonderful day, and give somebody the gift of music. You'll be happy you did.